Greetings to you in the name of Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What do you do when you are faced with a crisis? Now, we all face a crisis in our life. Now, some we can actually overcome. There are some crises with the help of our friends we can overcome. But there are crises that we know that is simply beyond human power. The only person who can actually help us is God. Now, one of those crises is after getting married. Then 1 year passes, 2 year passes, 3 year passes. You have been doing whatever you need to be doing, and yet you have no children. Now, the society can be a bit naughty. When they see a young girl or a young boy, they're always asking, hey, when are you going to get married? Or they'll keep asking the parents, hey, how come your son is getting old? Your daughter is getting old. How come they're not married? Of course, some parents will curve in. Some youngsters will give in to the pressure because they cannot tahan. Every time people are asking when I'm going to get married, when I'm going to get married. Or parents, hey, all our relations are asking, when are you going to get married? Look, all our relations who are of your age, they are already married and they have got children. So what do? You marry lah. So they all come for the wedding and they'll all wish the couples all the best. Then after a year, they'll start asking, hey, how come no signs? Actually, what they're asking, hey, how come your wife is not pregnant? Or how come you're not pregnant? How come your daughter or daughter-in-law is not pregnant? And then this will become another pressure. They say, hey, I want a grandson, I want a grandchild. So what can the couple do? They cannot place an order and buy a grandchild from China or Japan. But what the parents are expecting is, hey, we want to, some parents will say, hey, before we close our eyes, we want to carry our grandchild. So we want to see our grandchild. But then the couple have been doing whatever they need to do. And after a few years, they may even consult doctors to find out what is actually wrong. And sometimes even the doctors, they say, hey, we cannot do anything. There's nothing wrong with both of you. Both of you are perfect. Both of you are perfect. Of course, they can recommend certain procedures. But then they still don't have children. Of course, there are those who choose not to have children. I've come across couples, they said, Padri, we usually when I am posted or when I meet someone for the first time, I usually ask them, hey, I'd like to know something about the family. And therefore, I got two children, I got three. Uh, and there are those who say, Paddy, we don't have any children because we chose not to have children. Just because you don't have children, you've not committed a sin. But sometimes sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it is beyond our understanding, beyond the understanding of science. Why this couple cannot have children? I'm not talking about those who choose not to have, but those who sometimes even spend thousands of dollars going through various procedures, and yet they cannot have children. This is just one. There are many other areas in life that are beyond our human power. Life is a gift from God. Whether you and I like it, life is a gift from God. And we turn to Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. Now Isaac was married. Now Isaac did not choose his own wife. Now if you see how Rebecca was chosen, one cannot deny how God led her, how God brought Isaac and Rebecca together. Now everything was done prayerfully. So Isaac and Rebecca, they were married, but they did not have any children. You turn me to Genesis 25, verse 21. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was barren. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebecca became pregnant. You see, there was this serious crisis, real serious crisis. They must have tried all the herbals, they must have tried all the traditional medications, but yet Rebecca was barren. Rebecca was barren. And what did Isaac do? It says Isaac prayed. Isaac prayed. This is the Old Testament lesson for this coming Sunday. As I was reading the lessons, this actually caught my attention. This is I've read this portion I don't know how many times, but this never caught my attention. But this time when I was preparing, this caught my attention. Isaac prayed. There was a crisis that was beyond human power. Isaac prayed. Isaac prayed. Now I want to give you a few other examples as to how people deal with crisis. And sometimes that crisis can become can create a more serious crisis. Now let me turn with me to Genesis chapter 6. Now I have great respect for Abraham. I have great respect. He's definitely a father of faith. I hope in time to come we can look at the life of Abraham and see what we can learn from his life. But we turn to Genesis 16. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, had borne him no children. So now Abraham, he was married, and he did not have any children. So Sarai was also barren. Now, if when God actually called Abraham, Abraham was 75 years old. So, can you imagine they were married? Now, today, if you are barren, if you choose not to have children, it is not actually a serious issue. No, it's not a serious issue. But I remember even 30, 40 years ago. Now, when a lady, after getting married, if she does not give birth to a child, then the society will start making all kind of silly remarks. In fact, certain society will not allow that lady to take part in important events. They will say, she's barren, she's cursed. So they will not allow her to take part in play a prominent role in family happy occasions. Can you imagine during Abraham's time? So Sarai, no children. So Abraham definitely was aware of it. Isaac prayed. Now here we see how this problem in the life of how Abraham and Sarai tried to solve that problem. And so we all know this story where Sarai had an Egyptian maid servant, and she told Abraham, hey, why not you go into her, and through her we can build a family, Hagar. And Abraham, now God had already promised Abraham. Now God had already promised Abraham that he is going to bless him. He is going to be father of many nations. God had made it very clear to Abraham. But Abraham was a human like you and me. He was under pressure from his wife. Now sometimes a wife can they can nag and nag and nag. I remember some years ago, my wife came back from a seminar that was held in a school. So the speaker had told the teachers, the wives who nag their husbands will live long. She came and told me that. She said the wives who nag their husbands will live long. I do not know, but they just love to nag and nag and nag and nag. Of course, we become so used to those nagging, and so when they are not around, we also feel all of a sudden lonely because there's no one to nag us. And it depends what kind of nagging. And here Sarah must have really nagged and nagged and nagged and nagged and nagged. So Abraham must have thought, okay, but God had promised. So Abraham was trying to solve the barrenness by his own strength. Now instead of taking it back to God, but he decided to solve the problem by his own strength. So he went into Hagar, and Hagar gave birth to a son, Ishmael. Until today, the world is suffering because Abraham at that moment did not have the courage to tell the wife, hold on, be patient. God has promised, we'll wait for his timing. But he decided to take things into his own hand. But his son, Isaac, was different. He said, no. I'm sure there must have been maids. He must have known what had happened, what the father had done. But he said, the Bible says, Isaac prayed to the Lord. Now we also have another It's very interesting. Sarai was barren, Rebecca was barren, and Rachel was also barren. I read for you Genesis 30. Genesis 30. When Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she became jealous of her sister. So she said to Jacob, "Give me children or I'll die." I told you, she's this another lady, yeah. She looks even more ganas. He said, "You better give me a child." What can the poor Jacob do? He's not God. He said, "You better give me a child. If you don't give me a child, I'll die. I'll commit suicide." Jacob became angry with her and said, "Am I in the place of God who has kept you from having children? Am I in the place of God?" So Jacob must have lost his temper and said, "Hey, stop all this nonsense. I'm not God. Yeah? I'm not God. And the problem is not with me." Yeah? I know what he told her. I do not know what he told her. He said, "I'm not God." So what did Rachel do? So it says, then she said, "Here is Bilhah, my maidservant. Sleep with her so that she can bear children for me, and that through her I too can build a family." So she said, "Take my maidservant." Just like Sarai. She must have learned from Sarai, I believe. She said, "Take my maidservant." So again, they were trying to solve the crisis of barrenness by their own strength, by their own strength. But Isaac prayed. Another person I want to share with you is about Samuel. Samuel's parents. I read for you from verse 7. Samuel chapter 1, verse 1 Samuel 1, verse 7. This went on year after year. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, a rival provoked her till she wept and would not eat. So here again, Hannah was barren. Elkanah, her husband, would say to her, "Hannah, why are you weeping? Why don't you eat? Why are you downhearted? Don't I mean more to you than 10 sons?" So here Elkanah took a different, he said that, "Don't worry." He was very comforting. He said, "Don't worry, I'm equal to 10 sons." But Pinchas, the other wife of Elkanah, was provoking her, making fun of her. She was barren. So actually, a few things. One, Sarai was barren. Rebecca was barren. Rachel was barren. Hannah was barren. So barrenness is not a sin. It is not a curse. Sometimes we cannot understand why God closes the womb of a certain lady or woman, but it is always to trust that God knows the best. Sometimes we need not worry about what people say. People will always say. They always need something to say. They must say something. So it is good that we don't go into depression. Hey, I don't have a child. Look, my friend has got a child. No. Just trust God. God definitely has a plan for you. But we should also learn from Isaac. Now, it is not just barrenness. As I said right in the beginning, there was a crisis, serious crisis beyond human power. Jacob was right. "Hey, I'm not God. I cannot give you a child." Not only barrenness, there are certain things in life that it is just simply beyond our power. Sometimes when we try to sort out with our own power, we can make it even bigger, like the case of Abraham. But we must learn to be like Isaac. The Bible is very clear. I thank God. I really thank God for this verse. This is actually a read just past, but this time I believe God caught my attention. I said, read this. It says, Isaac took the crisis to God in prayer. Isaac took the crisis to God in prayer. And what happened? Because she was barren, the Lord answered his prayer. The Lord answered his prayer. And his wife, Rebecca, became pregnant. So let us learn to take our crisis to God in prayer. If you are a husband, take the needs of your family. Take the crisis that your family might be going through. Be the man of the house, a spiritual head, and take your problems to God in prayer. And God will definitely answer your prayer. Definitely. Trust God. God bless you. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.